Alrighty guys, so before I start the video, go ahead and smash the like button. But I do want to tell you this right now. I do want to start by saying this. Alright, this video is going to be boring. There's not going to be a lot of flashing lights and $100 bill stacks thrown around and check out my rolls. We're not doing none of that, alright? It's all about strategy. My videos are about strategy, alright? So if you want strategy, then watch my videos. If you want a bunch of fluff, go watch somebody else's videos. If you want to see, come with me on my trader journey as I teach you absolutely nothing. And I shoot videos of myself waking up in the bed and pouring coffee and sitting in front of red lights and journaling my trades and all this other goofy stuff that people do. You're on the wrong video, all right? I just want to premise, this video by saying that none of that. I just teach strategy. That's it. That's the only thing I care about. I don't care about how much money anybody else gets. I don't care about what you do when you wake up in the morning, go to the gym 3 times a day, read Bible verses. I don't care. All right. So let me just put that out there. All right. I'm not going to put the watermark. If you want to know what pair I'm trading, is right up here. All right. So I'm going to teach you guys something. Just pay attention. I promise you, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to click on this video. They're going to get bored and they're going to leave and they're going to miss what I'm getting ready to show you. So don't be one of those people. And I'm not saying that because I benefit from any way. Like, my YouTube channel is not even monetized. Like, I'm not charging anything. I do it because I actually genuinely love when people learn. Because the things that I've learned throughout my years, I can give to you and you can use it. And the thing that's the best, something that I don't know if I ever have seen one mechanical strategy on YouTube. I can't honestly think of anything, actually. I think everything is really subjective and just sort of guesswork, theory, concept. I don't do any of that. Every single strategy I ever had is mechanical. There has to be a way to replicate it every single day. Otherwise, man, all my hair would be white and I would have pulled it out by now, because Forex is that annoying when you don't know what you're doing. All right. So just pay attention, please. Let's just start with something very simple. I'm going to take the wicks off because I want you to understand what exactly is happening. Right. All right. Let's see if we can find some sort of, yeah, this is perfect. So this is going to be, well, I don't know if that's perfect. We can try to slide it up some. I don't know why it came out so huge, but we'll put it right there. That's awesome. All right, so now, can we shrink it? No. Probably, but I'm not really going to mess with it. All right, so now, this is the starting line. All right, it's the starting line. Let's think about a race, okay, a starting line. We know it's the starting line because I know that this candle closed right here and this one opened right here. So that means that is the start of this candle, the start of the candle. In other words, it's the starting line, all right? Now, we started right here on this line. We started to run down to here until 6 hours was done, and then this leg of the race was done. Now we started the next one here, and then we ran down to here. So we know where we start each candle, right? Every candle has a starting point. All right, just know that. You know this already, but it's going to help you, trust me. So if we think about the starting point, let's think of it as, let's make that blue. Let's put some text on it. Here we go. Text. And we're just going to say 0. All right. I'm just going to put 0 right there. This line represents 0. All right. That's it. Don't think too deep about it. It represents 0. Now, this candle came down here. Let's just say this represents -1. Let's just say that. All right. So if this represents -1, then we would know that roughly around here would be -2. Roughly around here would be -3. Let's go ahead and change these numbers. Remember, these are they're not exact, okay? That's the word. They're not exact. We know that this is 0, or the start. I know. I told you it was going to be boring. So don't come at me like. It's important that I teach you this part first so you can really understand what's happening. So this is 0, this is -1, this is -2, this is -3. This is where you started the race, and because we're running down, we're going to the negative side, right? If we were doing the opposite, then this would be 0. This would be, 1. This would be 2. And this would be 3, let's just say. These wouldn't go from negative to positive because the price is going up. We have to have a starting point. The starting point for this candle is right here, okay? We know this. Like, we don't need to complicate simple things, but sometimes we have to do simple things to make things that seem complicated seem a lot easier, right? All right, now that we got that basic out of the way, because we know the race started here and we start pushing down in this direction, that's great. We're running away from the starting line. But the moment that price comes back up and crosses the starting line, essentially you've gone past where you started, right? So you're actually going in the opposite direction. But if we're in a race and the point of this race is to run from here to here, well, then I need to be going in this direction, right? Or from here to here, whatever. I know that we need to be going from here in this direction, whether we're going candle to candle to candle, whatever, we're really technically just going down. So if we started here, we need to go here. We know we need to go in this direction. Got it. All right. So that means the moment that we've crossed this line right here, we're actually not heading in the direction we should be going. Now, we can go down a little bit and then start to pull back in that direction and then continue to go down, of course. But the moment we cross this line, we are actually no longer even in the race anymore. We're actually going the wrong way, okay? Simple. Let's bring back our wicks. You guys are going to like this, trust me. Now, this candle's still open, right? It still has another hour and 19 minutes. We can't use it. Never try to use a candle that isn't closed yet. It's just going to give you bad information. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go up to the daily to start. This day is still open, so we can't use this. Then we would come to this candle right here, but because the information that we're going to be getting is going to be coming from the next candle, we technically can't start here either, right? We could, but this day may close below that line, and that won't give us the information we're looking for. Now, what we're actually looking for is, just focus and pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. We're looking for a red candle like this, where the open of that red candle has been broken but closed below, okay? Broken but closed below. Now let's think about what exactly does that mean? Because this is the starting line, right? And we headed in this direction. If price pulls back here, there's a whole bunch of people, let's just say hypothetically, there's a whole bunch of people standing right here along the starting line, right? They're all standing along the starting line. And in case you decide to give up, they're there to push you back in the other direction. They're gonna, you say, oh my God, I'm so tired, man. No, I need to go back to my car. And you run back to the finish line, to the starting line. And there's a whole crowd of people all lined up along that line, and they're cheering you on, say, no, you can't give up. You can't go this way. Continue the race to the downside. Now they're not gonna push you. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna physically push you, but they'll yell in your face and get, try to stand in front of you. So, but they're not gonna force you to, continue the race. So let's just say hypothetically you say, you know what, man, no, I'm going back to my car. You start going back to your car right here, and then all of a sudden it's just getting to you, man. They're telling you, bro, you got to run the race, and you turn around and then you push your way back down. That means that these guys won, isn't it? Right? It means that they won and they made you continue going back down in that direction. So that's just another word for resistance. And obviously the opposite would be for support. So now I'm just going to get straight to it. What exactly it is that you're looking for. So we're going to start with the red candles first. We're going to focus only on red candles. Now what I want to know is, did the very next candle break the open of this red candle, but then close back below it? Did the very next candle, this one, break the open? Did it cross the open, but still close back on the other side, right? The answer is no. Let's go to this one. Did the very next candle? No. Did the very next candle? No. Let's continue down to the very next candle. No. To the very next candle. Yes. Okay. This is resistance. Why is it resistance? Because you started the race right here and you pushed down to there. Then the day closed, and then you started saying, "Oh man, I'm too tired. I got to go back to the car, man." And you got pretty far. You almost got to the car before the you know, everything set in, the guilt set in, and then the people, what they were saying, they're like, "Nah, man, you can do it. You're the best. Keep going." And you ran back down and you said, "Okay, I'll try, man." And you said, I'll try. And you kept running the race until eventually that day closed and the next day opened and you're still running the race down. And you said, "Nah, man, I can't do it. I'm too weak. I'm just too weak." And then you run back and you get back to the line and they say, this time, because you almost went back to the car that time, this time when you come back to the car, or you come back to the starting line, they're not really, they kind of know that you're a weak person now because you almost went to the car before turning around and you didn't really get that far once you started the race again, right? So then the next day they kind of just pretty much just get out of your way and let you go to the car. And you end up going to the car and you hop in your car and now you're driving back to the house, right? Boom, you made it back to the house. All right. What you're looking for is, this is going to be your resistance level. Why? Because this is resistance, the beginning of the race. This is where you crossed and almost went back to the house. This is where you were so weak that you just couldn't even run the race anymore and you just continued all the way back to your house, right? Let's go to a 45 and we'll go find that area. Okay. Now you're going to see what happened. This is where price broke above, it retested, it retested, it retested, it pounced, it pulled back, it pulled back, it pushed, it pulled back one more time, it just keeps going, right? All of that was just off of that one red daily candle, right? Now let's go find another one. Now they're not always going to break to the upside. Sometimes they're actually just going to continue to the downside, right? So now we're going to go to this red candle right here. We're looking over here now. Let's go back. Let's blow this up. We're looking over here. Where are we looking? We're looking right here. Did the next red candle? No. Did the next red candle? No. Did the next one? No. Did the next one? No. Did the next one? No. Now remember, I'm just showing red, so remember there's going to be the opposite for greens. Did the next one? Yes. So here we go again. And I'm just going to show you something. Some of you guys have probably already seen it. But looky right here and right there, right? And all of that came from right there. Now remember, this was our resistance. And let's go tell our little story. Okay, so right here you started the race and you pushed down and you were doing such a great job, man, but then you started to get tired and making your way back, and then the next day you said you started running the race, but now you're like, man, I'm too tired, man. I gotta go back to the car. And you get back to the parking lot and they're cheering. You say, man, you can do it, you can do it. You say, yeah, man, okay. So you start back the race again, but man, you're fatigued. You can't do it. You're weak. You're a lot weaker than you thought you were. So then the next day you say, oh man, the hell with this. You start walking back, you get to the starting line. They already know you're weak. They're just going to leave you alone, man. And you walk all the way back to the car and now you're headed back to your house, right? Boom. All that came from just that one red. And as you can actually see right here, here's another one. You see that? This one was broken by that one. And then it was broken again by this one. So this is the first day you tried to run to the car, but you barely tried to run to the car because there's a little tiny wick right there. The next day, you got okay, pretty far, but then you still got back in the race. The next day, same thing. Now you actually started. You said, okay, I'm gonna start running, man. I'm gonna start running, and you got down to there, and then this one closed, and then this one popped up, and it tested that level, and man, wow, you almost made it back to the car, but you said, nah, man, I'll keep trying. But the next day, nope, you woke up and you felt like crap, and you just started making your way back, and now you got two lines of people telling you, man, you can do it, but they're not really trying that hard because they know you're weak and you gave up and now you're running back to the house, right? It's very simple. Same thing over and over and over. Now let's look at the green candles. Okay, the green candles will be the opposite, obviously. I need to know, did the next candle, the very next candle, break the open of this candle but then close above it, right? Here we go, right here. See this candle? This one was green, okay, meaning we're running the race in this direction. So you ran the race, boom, now you came here. Now you're saying, oh man, I'm too weak. I got to go back to the car. Man. You were pretty far along up here, but now you got weak. I got to go back. And then finally you get to the starting line and everybody's cheering you, saying, man, you can do it. And you say, all right. And you push that. But this time you collapse right there in front of the starting line. So people were like, I don't know about this guy. But the next day you woke up and you know what? You just needed some more rest. You needed a little more rest, and then you pulled back and they cheered you on, and then you said, okay, I could do it. And you just started running and running. Now you're running the race, you're running in the right direction. It's simple, bro. Just look at where the open. But here, don't make this mistake. Don't do this because I know you're dying to do this. Don't find a red candle like this and then wait for it to be broken over here. It needs to be the very next candle because you want to see immediate resistance, right? So in this case, this would be a no. In this case, 437, 449. Nope, didn't. Nope. See, none of these. So you're just gonna have to go off the green. Also, if you don't get what you want right away, go down a time frame. Go down to a 12H. And now start looking, right? So if I look here and I say, well, where's my greens? Nope, 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 nope. This was the last green right here. Boom, boom. So I knew that that was my level that needed to break. And what do you know? Did it break? Yes, it broke to the downside. It broke to the downside. And then what do you know? Look where price resisted on the way back up. Look where it resisted on the way back up. Then it took off and flew off. It's very simple. All you're doing is just looking for the open of a candle and trying to figure out if it was crossed by the very next candle. This one, boom, right there, resistance. The very next candle crossed it but closed below. Let's go to the greens. Nope, 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 nope. Right here, boom. There's your support. Right there. See, tap, 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 tap. A whole bunch of taps right there. So it's very easy, guys. I just wanted to enlighten y'all with that. I'm going to come back with another video. But I'll be honest with you, my cologne is like choking me out right now. So, and I think 17 minutes, you guys have had enough. You guys have learned enough for this moment. So I'm going to wrap this video up and more to come.